What's going on, guys? How the hell are you? Welcome to Dove's Movie Reviews. Today I'll be reviewing the new Jackie Chan film, The Phoner. So what's the story to The Phoner? So the story is Jackie Chan's daughter dies in a bombing and Jackie Chan wants to find out who did this and get revenge on whoever did this to his daughter. First thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about the stuff I liked about this movie. So the first thing I liked is Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is really good in this movie. Like, his emotions are really good. He's really serious about this role, and his emotions are really good. Like, he's a damaged man. He feels like there's nothing else worth living for in life. Jackie Chan's role in this movie is a different role we haven't seen before, because the role we're used to is him kicking ass and just fighting people. That's the role we're used to from Jackie Chan. And we don't get a lot of badassery from Jackie Chan in this movie. There's only one fight scene in this movie, and that's in the third act. It's in the climax of the movie. That's when the final fight goes down. There's only one fight scene in this movie with Jackie Chan because, you know, he's a damaged man and he's lost his daughter in a bombing. I like how Jackie Chan deals with that, because he's offering $9,000 to the police just for them to tell Jackie Chan who killed his daughter. And Jackie Chan is doing everything just to get the name of the guy who killed his daughter. Like, he's offering money, he's taking guys down, even though there's only one fight scene in this movie, and that one fight scene is in the third act of this movie. Jackie Chan is like spying on people, and he's like training just to get the guy's name who killed his daughter at the beginning of this movie in a bombing. The next positive is Pierce Brosnan. He plays an Irish guy in this movie, and his Irish accent is great. Like, I was really listening to his Irish accent when watching this movie in the theater. I was really listening, and I really like his Irish accent. Like, this guy is Irish in real life, I think. Like, as a human being, I think he is Irish in real life. But his Irish accent was great. Like, I was really listening to it. I was really paying attention, and he does nail the Irish accent in this movie. Because even though I'm not Irish, I know when I hear a good Irish accent, and this guy does do a good Irish accent in this movie. I loved it. Yeah, his Irish accent is good, but how about his acting? Yeah, do you know what? This guy's acting is good in this movie. Jackie Chan is great as his role, and Pierce Brosnan is good as his role. So my next positive is the action sequences. I was really like, aka mind blown. Even though there's only one action scene in this movie, and that action scene is in the third act of this movie, it really surprised me, because Jackie Chan in this movie is 60 years old. He's breaking down. He's losing all his action and all that. But I'm happy to say he's still got it. Like, he's still got the action inside of him. Like, I thought as a 60-year-old, he wouldn't, like, be able to move that much. He wouldn't have as much strength as he did. But just in that one action scene, he has, like, a gun. He's shooting around. He's jumping around the room. He's fighting people like he used to. Like, he was a young, like, martial artist. Because I didn't expect him to fight like this. But he has good fighting in this movie. He can still move around, because in this movie, he's jumping around. He has a gun. He's shooting at people. He's punching people, he's jumping around the room, he's doing everything. So he still has the strength for a 60-year-old. He still has like the strength and movement. I was really surprised with that when watching that one action scene. I was really like, mind blown. Now let's move on to the stuff I didn't like about this movie. My first negative is the movie is kind of slow for the first two acts, because there's not a lot going on. There's no action, or there's nothing exciting. There's not one exciting moment during the first two acts. Well, there is this one interesting scene in the second act where Jackie Chan is training and he's setting bombs and exploding them. That was the most interesting scene in the second act, the most entertainingest part of the second act as well. But besides that, the movie is quite boring, and I almost fell asleep in my cinema chair in the first and second act. The third act is a lot better, because there's like shit going on, there's action and there's interesting storylines, but the first and second act are kind of slow, and I almost fell asleep in my chair. That really says a lot about my experience with this movie. Only one entertaining scene in the second act. That's it. That's the best part of the first and second act, but besides that, I almost fell asleep. It was boring as hell. I don't remember a single thing about the first or second act, and plus the third act is kind of forgettable as well. A second negative with this movie is the movie ends in a really weird way. Like, you think the movie's going to keep on going on, and then 1 second later, credits start rolling, and you're like, that is a bad to end your film. For a 2-hour movie, I expect it to have a good ending, but it just does not, because it leaves you at this point, and then the credits start rolling, and you're like, what happens next? Is this movie setting up for a sequel, or what? And plus, I don't expect this movie to get a sequel, because I think this movie's based on a true story, because the movie leaves you at this weird point where moments in this movie are not explained, and they need to be explained. For a 2-hour movie, I want that to be explained, but it just does not. And yeah, I just did not like the way the movie ended. I thought it was weird. I thought the movie would have kept on going, but then 1 second later or 2 seconds later, the credits start rolling and you exit the theater, and then moments are not explained and you're wondering what's happening next. And the movie, I don't think, is not setting up for a sequel, because it's just not that type of movie that should be getting a sequel. I mean, I get why Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit got like sequels and prequels and all that, but this type of film, no, I just don't see it getting a sequel. I get why the Terminator movies made so many sequels, is because they make so much money and they use that money to make a sequel, but I just don't think this is that type of film that gets lots of money. And plus, this is more made for, I think, Chinese audiences. They made like an English version of the movie. That's the version I saw. I didn't watch the Chinese version because, first off, I'm not Chinese, so that's why I saw the English version, and that's why I just don't see this movie getting a sequel, because it won't get that much money. It's not like a big blockbuster movie. It's not like Thor Ragnarok or Happy Death Day or Jigsaw, because these movies are big, like blockbusters. Like, they've been around for like a long time. Like, take the Jigsaw movie for example. Like, they've already made a series before Jigsaw. They called the series Saw. But the movie just ended in a weird point where you think it's going to keep on going, but then the end credits start rolling. So they're my negatives. So I really like Jackie Chan in this movie. This is probably his number one best performance that I've seen in his movies. I haven't seen all of Jackie Chan's movies. I've seen, the only Jackie Chan movie I have seen is Rush Hour. So I had not seen The Karate Kid. I have not seen any of those movies. I've only seen Rush Hour, but out of this movie and Rush Hour, this is his number one performance I have seen out of the movies I've seen of his. I think it's about time I tell you my rating for The Phoner. So I would say The Phoner is forgettable, because it really is a forgettable movie. Like, I almost fell asleep in my cinema chair in the first and second act. There were interesting moments in the second act, like when he was training and he was exploding shit. That was awesome. I was entertained. That's easily the most entertaining part of the second act. But yeah, I almost fell asleep in the first and second act because there's no fighting going on. There's nothing exciting that gets you pumped for what's coming next. And yeah, I just almost fell asleep. So that really says a lot about how good this movie really is. And that's why I gotta say it is kind of forgettable, because the day after I watched this movie, I was like, yeah, I do not remember a thing about it. The only thing I remember is Jackie Chan's brilliant performance and that one action scene in the third act and some of the bombing scenes, but that's about it. Overall, the movie is forgettable and I would definitely not watch it a second time. Like, yeah, Jackie Chan is good in it. He's basically good. It's hard not to like him in his movies. Hope you stay tuned for some more upcoming movie reviews, because I still have a movie review of Thor Ragnarok coming. I just need to edit that. It's already filmed. I just need to edit that, and I have a couple more movie reviews coming. I think it's about time I bring my The Phoner movie review to an end, guys. So my name is Dove's Movie Reviews. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more movie reviews. I'll see you next movie review.